Hi Leo, welcome to the channel and welcome to your reading for January 2023. So this has been, Sagittarius season was intense for you, and that intensity continues into this month also. So Justice and the King of Swords. So for many of you, this is a person that has entered your life, maybe unexpectedly, and this triggers a lot of karma to be reconciled, and this person is bringing up a mirror to you, and for a long time you guys have been needing this growth, but there's a bit of a stubborn energy when it comes to that, and perhaps for a lot of you, you were kind of beating around the bush when it came to this growth and expansion. You knew you needed something, but you weren't really sure exactly what that step was to take you there. And this person comes in and triggers a lot of, or mirrors or reflects a lot of these deep aspects of yourself that you weren't expecting, and you don't really know what to do with this person. You don't really know how to where to put them, how they fit in with your life, and also how to process everything that this person has mirrored to you. But really, this push, this mirror, is exactly what you needed to push you into this growth, to get you out of this cycle. It's like for a lot of you, there was this growth that needed to happen, but for whatever reason, you were pushing it off to the side, doing other things, trying to focus on something else. And now this comes into your life and you have to really think about what you're going to do. Now, your first instinct will probably be to run from it, will probably be to, I think there's also a tendency here to analyze whatever this person brings up in you. And the thing is, this person is someone under different circumstances, you would absolutely be willing to partner with. You would absolutely be willing to build a life with or create something with, right? But the fact is, you have so much going on. There's so much internal growth that you're going through. There is so much on your plate when it comes to your money, when it comes to your work, when it comes to your lifestyle. And there is so much going on for you emotionally that you don't know how this person can fit in right now. It is very much feeling like right person, wrong time kind of situation. And it has you really stuck. Now, on one hand, this person mirrors some kind of deep karmic cycle or deep aspects of yourself that have been needing to be looked at, and there's a part of you that wants to rationalize that. There's a part of you that wants to turn away from that, but you can't help but recognize the severity of the situation that you're in. And by the situation that you're in, I mean the aspects of yourself that you've been neglecting: your emotional health, your spiritual health, and, you know, your lifestyle in general. You've had yourself all caught up in this whirlwind of emotions, and, you know, perhaps being caught in your own mind, creating these toxic patterns for yourself, that when this person comes, it kind of snaps you out of it and you realize what kind of place you've been sitting in. But again, right person, wrong time, it kind of seems, because now this has you thinking. In a way, it almost gets you even more stuck and more down on yourself, because you're like, wow, this person would fit in my life perfectly if it weren't for the fact that my life feels like an absolute mess right now, right? How can this person fit in when my work is stressing me out? I don't know what's going on. I have to address these patterns to do with my health, to do with addictions, to do with my day-to-day life. I'm trying to, you know, move on to something better in my career life, but I haven't got there yet. Like, there's all these things. So this can trigger all these things, and you don't know where to place this person, especially, you know, during the Mercury retrograde that happened, as well as, like, while it remains in Sagittarius, there is, you know, this feeling of, how does this work into my life? You know, I want this to work into my life, but how does it work into my life? It can't. I need to focus on my lifestyle. I need to focus on my financial health, and I definitely need to focus on my emotional well-being. You know, I've spent so much time rationalizing my emotions, or running from my emotions, or being caught in my own trap here, that I don't know where to place somebody like this when the time comes. But this is the exact thing you needed as a wake-up call, because whether or not you end up fitting this person into your life, which will become clear when Mercury re-enters Capricorn, you'll have a much better idea of how to organize your life and how to pull yourself up away from the self-sabotaging, away from the self-destruction, and really be able to clearly think about how you're going to implement the lifestyle changes you want and the career growth that you want. And so you'll have a better understanding of why this all had to happen and how this is all working out. I feel like by now you've probably begun to understand that this person has reflected a lot of deeper aspects of yourself to you, and it's also been that wake-up call that you needed in order to really get the ball rolling in all aspects of your life. So whether or not this is somebody you want to be in your life, the fact is they have triggered this awakening within you. But yeah, so right now there's a lot going on. You're trying to balance work. You're trying to get into, you know, your life as you know it has fundamentally changed. Your day-to-day life, your work life, your routines, everything feels a little out of whack. And now you really have the spotlight on this. It's like, since you've met this person that either wants to partner with you, or be with you in a romantic sense or whatever the case is. Now you're like, okay, I need to look at this. I need to look at if I'm going to take this opportunity, I need to organize my life. I can't be sitting here in a mess of denying my emotions or being disorganized. Like, I have to start getting things together. And this is, Pluto in your 6th house, really trying to clean up this area of your life. If you weren't able to do that, now is the time where, before Pluto transitions into Aquarius on the 20th, where you really need to address these things. If you're feeling disorganized, if you're feeling unsupported, if you're feeling like you haven't been working towards that growth in your habits and routines, you haven't been working towards your career growth, it's been sabotaged by, some kind of emotional conflict or overthinking, now's the time to really get clear on that and address that. And, this meeting this person or being offered this contract and this collaboration of some kind, it has really shown you clearly what has been wrong. So now's the time to start cleaning that stuff up. Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Now is the time to start organizing yourself. Organizing, you have a lot of goals when it comes to your career. There is a big change that you want to make. There's growth that you want to make. And I feel like when it comes to work, you've been very caught in your head about, and really down and out about how you make money and what the means of that are. And it's become a very depressing outlook. You've grown some kind of depressing outlook on your finances and your career and, the means to make money. And, when your day-to-day life just feels like a burden, like you don't want to do it anymore. And it's created this box of depression that you've put yourself in, where you're not seeing all your options when it comes to work. You really are on a path of creating a lot of growth and change in your career, but you've put yourself into this box where everything, when it comes to your work, and it seems rather bleak. And a big part of this is because you need a big change, but this big change is not something that's going to happen spontaneously. It's something that happens slowly. It's something that you work up to. With Jupiter and Uranus in the 10th house, we're talking slow growth and change, but this is a drastic change. This is a change that changes the way you look at your career. It changes the way you look or perceived. It changes fundamentally, takes your career into a new direction that is a lot more positive for you. But that is very daunting, and this path has been an uphill battle. So I feel like now you've got yourself caught in your head where everything just seems depressing. Everything seems hard. It's like you're at that part of the journey where the burden has become so much that it's caused you to, perhaps even be in a depressive state or whatever the case is, and in turn sabotage your own lifestyle and your own routines as a result. It's like the weight of this has caused you to give up, and it's like you don't want to give up, but because of the burden, you have you know, put yourself into this box, this Eight of Swords. You're not seeing all the options. You're not thinking creatively. You're not thinking with your heart. You're thinking with this anxious mind, with this depressed mind, this burdened mind. And that's closing you off to seeing the possibilities, because like I said, this isn't spontaneous. This is slow growth that's going to build, that's going to create a massive shift in the way you think about work, and the way you think about money, and the way you think about your role in your community, in the world, and what even having a career means to you. So, you know, this is happening slowly, and it's like you're at the part of the journey where it seems very daunting. It seems like it's too much, and it almost seems like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. But, you know, this contract, this person coming into your life shows you like, hey, it snaps you out of this and shows you, hey, I need to start organizing these things. And when Mercury moves back into Capricorn, it moves back into your 6th house, you're going to be able to clearly see, okay, this is what I need to do to get organized. This is my plan. And you're going to be able to see why everything happened this way. You're going to be able to see the path forward, and you're going to be able to find this new perspective on your work life. Now, so you guys really need to focus on getting out of this rut. Focus on cleaning up whatever is going on in your lifestyle, in your health, in your day-to-day routines, in your habits, in your addictions, your vices. These things really need to be addressed now, and as we move through the month, you will have the energy to start to clean these things up, and you'll have the energy to start directing your life the way you want to go, and really snap out of whatever it is. And, you know, as we have the full moon in your 12th house, that is when you're really going to have, you know, whatever has been really burdening you, there will be this release and this catharsis surrounding that, and you will be able to fully move into this next phase without any burdens of the past or what has been plaguing you emotionally and spiritually and subconsciously that you have taken out on yourself in your day-to-day life. So all of this is like connected, right? So as you start to clean up your lifestyle, it positively affects your mental health. And as you work on your mental health, you will be able to shift into a healthier lifestyle. They work together. And near the end of the month, you will really see this positive shift as long as you can commit to breaking out of this Eight of Swords and start building what you want. You have the energy. You've been shown what needs to be worked on. And, you know, with the Ten of Wands, like we said, it feels like this uphill battle. It feels like this burden. But you're very close to completing this. You're very close to being at the new stage. And I think you're so close, you've really lost the ability to see what is happening. You've lost the ability to see the goal. and see yourself and things like this. So, you know, pick yourself up one more time and continue to build this. Now let's talk about the Tower card. I think there is, well, one, there's a lot you need to say to the people in your life, whether it is this person that has shown you these things about yourself. Speaking to that person can drastically change your life, not in a bad way, but in a way that, you know, when you accept these truths that this person has shown you, it crumbles the foundation. It crumbles the foundation of your life as it was, because you're not open to this change because you're very stuck on something that's happened in the past or trapped in your mind. But when you leave your mind, you're open to the new experiences. When you let go of the past, allow yourself to move on, allow yourself to build new things, then, you know, this Tower moment is not harsh. You welcome the change. You actually facilitate the change by accepting these things about yourself and breaking free from this Eight of Swords energy. So either way, Pluto is going to show you what needs to change. Now, this Tower card is something that will happen naturally by you choosing to pick up where you left off and, you know, pick yourself back up and continue striving towards what you want. Not allowing yourself to be consumed by negativity, being consumed by your anxious thoughts, being consumed by the pain of the past. Because all this Tower really is, I apologize for the plow outside, all this Tower really is the crumbling of past pain and past hurts and negative mindsets and thoughts that you've been holding on to. So, you know, this is going to crumble regardless. Your perspective is going to have to shift regardless. Now, if you choose to pick yourself up on your own, you can create that Tower moment for yourself, and it's actually very positive for you. What I was trying to say is, you're comfortable with your life as you see it right now. You're comfortable being uncomfortable. You're comfortable in some kind of self-sabotaging behavior, which can, you know, so that Tower moment can be devastating. But if you choose to break free of this, if you take what the Justice card is showing you, if you take what this person's showing you, or what this event has mirrored to you, and you choose to pick yourself back up, you choose to break out of the prison you have kept yourself in your mind, you create that Tower, you move on, you shatter the foundation. You're no longer comfortable being uncomfortable, and you get back on that horse and you start, or you continue to build what you originally set out to do before all of this conflict or pain or whatever it is that upset your routine and your lifestyle. You can break free from that. Okay, so the Hangman, that perspective shift, that spiritual awakening, that release from these things, from your mental prison, from your emotional prison, that release that allows you to move forward. You know, once Pluto moves into Aquarius, once we have that full moon in Capricorn and you have that release and you're able to understand more clearly the subconscious self-sabotaging, the holding on to the past, all of this, you know what it is for you. You're able to confidently move forward now. You're able to see clearly the direction that you lost sight of earlier. You know, you lost sight of why you were building with the Knight of Pentacles. You lost sight of why you were working so hard, and now it becomes clear again. Now you're able to clearly plan for what you want. Now you're able to see how this person can fit into your life, and now you actually have room for this person to fit into your life because you've released what was blocking it before. You've released the emotional baggage that was blocking this from flourishing, and you're able to plan and look for the future, and you're able to make that decision and take that risk again, and you're actually willing to take the risk again because now it doesn't seem like something you have to intellectualize, like something you have to weigh. It seems like something that you want. It seems worthwhile to move in that direction, to make that decision. And it is really the start of a new beginning for you. And as we move towards the end of the month, you know, you're really going to notice that you do want this change. You do want a change in your lifestyle. You do want the change in partnerships. You want something new now. And perhaps with this person that had triggered you to begin with, you want to work with them now because there's something enticing about somebody who can mirror so much to you, and you understand the value of working with that person long term or being with that person, and you're actually able to build something. So what at the beginning of the month starts off as, you know, being in a box, telling yourself why you can't do something, it turns into this curiosity and this longing and this need for transformation, thriving in the transformation, and wanting to continue to make those choices, to move out of the past, to move past the pain, and to really enjoy the process. You know, I feel like a lot of you have got so bogged down with what's on your plate right now that you forgot to enjoy the journey. And you know, it doesn't have to be an overnight success. It's actually a very long-term growth that's fundamentally changing your life as you know it. And you know, right now you're not allowing yourself to think outside the box or create plans for, especially in your career. You know, you're thinking you have to do things the normal, conventional way, and you're not really opening yourself up. Like, you really want to open yourself up to different, more creative possibilities, because that's where your career long term is ultimately headed. It's not something that's going to be conventional for you. It's not something you've done all the time. It's a drastic change, which when you allow yourself to break out of this mental prison, you'll be able to see the road much more clearly, and you'll be able to start building that, and you'll actually be able to see some financial reciprocity for the work you've put in so far. But as of right now, you might feel like if you're spinning your wheels and you're not breaking out of this mental prison and you're not working on these things, you could feel like, you know, it's a financial struggle. But when you get back on the horse and you start working towards your goals in, you know, not the conventional way or the way you always have, but in a way that really speaks to you, speaks to your soul, speaks to your heart, speaks to what you really want to do, that might seem unconventional, that's when you'll start to see opportunities and see that financial reciprocity as well. You know, this is a slow process and it's not an easy process. There's a lot of things to release. There's a lot of things to work through, but you do have people, if you're willing to allow them in, if you're willing to take that risk again, especially in the second half of January, that can really help you go on this journey. That can really help facilitate that healing for you and change your perspective. You know, really allow that in, accept what's being shown to you right now as Pluto leaves your 6th house, because not only is it your lifestyle, but it's your mental and spiritual health as well. They are connected. Your subconscious patterns dictate how you live your life. And so work those both interchangeably if you feel like if you are having trouble implementing something in your lifestyle, try working through the subconscious first, shifting the mindset first, and then the lifestyle will follow, the habit will follow. If you are having trouble making a mindset shift, or you're having trouble breaking a subconscious belief, try working in something into your practical lifestyle. Try creating a little habit that will break that subconscious pattern. Okay, they work together. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. If you would like a personal reading, I will link it down below. And I will see you in the next video.